to Blockchain Universe. I'm your host, Token Gamer. You're probably used to yummy NFTs. Well, we're changing the name. Now it's Crypto Chat, and this month we're going to specifically focus on crypto art. Welcome to the stage, Lover Worldwide, aka Elisa is her real name, and she is a NFT artist. We also know her as the VR Arts Queen. And Lover Worldwide, go ahead and share us a little bit of knowledge about yourself.
Hello. Thank you for having me on the stage again. It's been a while. I remember the Yummy NFT era. That was fun. I definitely had a good time joining some of those. And so, yeah, I'm an artist of many different disciplines. I'm doing virtual reality art now, primarily since maybe 2018. And I got onto the crypto art rocket a few years ago and super excited to share what I've been experiencing, how it's affected me, and a little bit of what I'm up to coming up. I also work a little bit with healing arts, and so I like to include energetic healing vibes in my artwork, I guess you can say.
You can see a little bit of her art on the screen. Got a video up that we were playing before the event started, and I turned off the audio so you can be able to watch a little bit of her art while we talk about her journey. So we talked about it a bit before on NFTs, but you're our first host for crypto art, and with this streamline, instead of having a different artist every week, this time we're going to focus on different topics around the crypto community. And since we're starting with art, I wanted to have on one of our regulars. Liver Worldwide is going to be joining us all month this time. So every Tuesday at 8:30 Eastern time, we'll be getting together in here and talking about a different topic among the space over the last week. So I know you have something important that you want to be sharing with us that starts next week. A little bit about your NFT art tools for success.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so one of the things I really enjoy doing is helping other people get on board into the crypto art space. I did a little bit of my own figuring everything out with a little help from my friends. And so it's really nice to be able to share that with others. And so I have now done a series of workshops, NFT workshops, and have another one coming up. There's a flyer or a poster at the back of the room, NFT Art Tools for Success. It's in partnership with Artivive and also Mars Landing Galleries. The cool thing is we offered a scholarship for one person to join the course, and that's always really good because I particularly can relate to, wanting to be able to learn or embark on a new opportunity and then just having that um, a slight limitation. Yeah. So we offer always at least one scholarship per workshop anytime I do it. And it's always nice because you can apply for it. It's free to apply. And we like to give the college scholarships out to the people who need it the most and who show the most promise to really make a wave with their energy input into the space. And so, yeah, the workshop is coming up on November 8th. It's a four-part course. So it's Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I'll do two sessions each day. It'll be for a span of 2 weeks total. And you can also sign up for the classes individually if you like. So it's modular if you want to just learn more about crypto security, for example, and how to set up a hard wallet, or do you want to learn more about building community and how to exhibit the art in the metaverse once you already have the NFTs created. So there's a few segments that can be useful if you maybe know all the basics and you just want to add a little bit more knowledge. I mean, I can continue on and on, but I'll toss it back over.
Great. Yeah. So that starts next week on November the 8th. I believe it's during the day, or is it at night? What time does it start?
It's 10 a.m. Eastern time. and yeah, it's for about 2 hours each day. And I will some cool things also about the course is that I will be giving away a free one of my free NFTs, which will be AR activated. So Artivive is a augmented reality app, and I've been partnering with them on different workshops, and they're a real lot of fun to work with. I also participated in their AR summit. And so the NFT that I'll be giving for free for any participant in the course will be an augmented reality piece as well. And we will be giving away some discounts at the end of this at the end of this chat. So if you stick around, we'll have a promo code. So if anyone is interested in joining the workshops, you'll have a $50 discount off of the registration fee on the full course. And the other cool thing is that I include a chat group. So in Artivive, we create a private chat in Discord. And so anyone who wants to participate in the class, they can put all their questions during the course in that chat room, and I'll answer the questions, and or sometimes fellow participants will answer questions for each other. And it's a really nice way to start the incubation process of building a community, right? So just like everything, it's nice to have some friends when you start out. And so we build that community into the course, as well as I introduce additional communities that I'm a part of and that I've been a part of for years. For example, Women of Crypto Art, that's the first women's organization that I was a part of. That's where I started minting my NFTs, was a part of their first all-female art exhibit, all crypto artists females. And then I've been a member of the Guild. And that is an amazing art collective, people all around the world, all different cultures, and just really great vibes. And having these communities really helps us look out for each other and build a support system. And so I'll introduce people into these more. And at the end, we will have an exhibit to display. And I create an opportunity for artists to apply to different exhibits that might be happening, or I may create one and we can exhibit it at Mars Landing Galleries, and they're one of our partners. So Mars Landing Galleries, I helped them over the summer launch an IRL NFT gallery. So that was pretty cool. We did the launch over the summer, and we had about 25 artists included in that launch. And so we can display the artists' work from this course will be displayed in that gallery. And they're in North Carolina in the US and near Asheville. So there's a lot of nice opportunities that I'm happy to be able to offer and to share as a part of the workshop. It's an interactive kind of situation. It's not like you're just reading a book and taking a test at the end or anything. You know, at the end, you'll be able to mint your own work. You'll understand the differences between a few different blockchains. We'll be focusing on Solana and also on Ethereum as far as the two blockchains, and minting on each of those platforms. So yeah, I mean, it's fun. I enjoy doing the courses.
Fascinating stuff, guys. So again, starts next Tuesday. So we get to hear about it the week before, and then next week it starts. We'll talk about it after the course. So it starts at 10 a.m. We'll be back here at 8:30 p.m. Eastern next Tuesday. Get to hear about day one. And there's another course on the 10th, so that following Thursday, and then the what is that? I think the 13th, we'll be back in here again, and we'll hear more about what happened on the 10th, and then a little promo for the following week, which will be the 17th and the 17th, the 15th and the 17th, and then we'll be back here the following Tuesday to kind of wrap up the month and hear all about the art class, and a lot of the questions that were asked, and hopefully some of you that are watching now will be able to join us here in virtual reality and tell us about your experience and being a part of her. I think this is your first course, or have you done courses separate?
Oh,
This is the first one you've done with Art of Vibe, right?
This will be the second one with Artivive, and I've done a few others. I don't know, maybe almost two handfuls at this point. I've been
There
doing
you go.
little
So
single chats and then full-on courses. Yeah, it's been going well.
getting
People
some
are
hands-on
learning.
knowledge. Like you said, if you stay put, I'll give the discount code at the end of this event, and you'll be able to check that out. As well as if you come and join us next week, you can come get the promo code and join before the course is over at the end of the month. And there's a lot to
Yeah.
learn, not just from Elisa, but from a lot of people that are in this space. There's always new content, new things happening pretty much every day. I'm finding new metaverses every day. There's just so much going on in this space as it continues to grow. People keep calling that we're in a crypto winter at the moment, but I really believe that crypto winter is a time where people do the most building. And then when crypto's taking off, that's where a lot of people are trading, investing, and making a lot of the money moves. But now is the time to really start learning and harnessing the tools before the money really starts to flow in and we're taking off. So I want to know if you have any predictions, any ideas as to what's going to happen as crypto started picking up. We crossed the $23,000 mark for Bitcoin again. It's been good to see things kind of flowing again. Well, any ideas as to where we're going and how this is going to continue to progress?
Well, there's no way to predict, right? But I do see that there is still movement in the VR space, in the crypto space, my bad, in the NFT crypto art. I mean, people are still trading, people are still collecting, just like anything, right? You buy low, you sell high. So the same for learning. Is a good time now to learn. It's a good time to invest. It's a good time to, I don't want to say it's a good time to invest, right? Don't take my words as financial advice, but it's a good time to be able to purchase some crypto, for example, to get the ball rolling while you're learning instead of learning in the high market and paying top prices for your Ethereum or the Solana, and then you make mistakes and then you lose a lot, right? So when it's a lot, it's a more friendly atmosphere at this time, and there's a lot less craziness, and you'll see that crypto doesn't sleep, right? It's a 24-hour a day thing. So learning during this time is actually quite beneficial because there's a little bit less distraction, although the more you learn, the more deep you go. And that's the nature of the beast, or the rabbit
Before you
as you
continue,
follow.
you brought up a really interesting thing that we've talked about a lot here with Yummy NFTs in the past. Gas prices were super inflated at one point where it was really expensive to get into crypto art and learning about this technology, and it would be really costly if you made a mistake. Could you tell us a little bit about the difference between like this time last year when crypto art was really expensive? Gas prices were super high, as opposed to what's the gas price look like now, and what's the environment like?
So yeah, I mean, gas prices being low really, really is helpful because you can make more moves and not spend as much money. And don't let that even discourage you because gas prices happen with Ethereum, but we'll be also learning with Solana, and there are really minimal gas prices and transaction fees with Solana. And to add that also, Artivive has come out with a collection of their own on Solana chain. And the cool thing about their collection is that as a collector of their NFTs, you get subscriber privileges and also educational privileges within Artivive itself. So it has a lot of utility. And sharing what utility is just means that you can do more with your NFTs than just look at them or collect them. So a lot of NFTs come with benefits that just by being a holder of that NFT, you have access to things. And so that's a fun part of with Artivive. They're really advancing little by little into the crypto art space. They're building their community. they're educating their community. I'm helping. We're all in it together in this kind of a phase. And um, mentioning also how amazing is it that we also have this space for the artists to be able to communicate in the blockchain universe. So we'll be featuring some of the artists that are taking the course, which I think is a great, that was not part of the plan when I started the course, but one thing leads to another with Jerome. And now here we have a nice series for the whole month, and it's amazing. We could just continue doing little talks and get to know the artists and interview and showcase even everyone's work at the end. How about we do that here? Yeah.
I'm all for it.
So we can we'll have our showcase in the metaverse, and then we can also do the showcase IRL at Mars Landing Gallery. So we've got it all set up. We're ready to go. It'll be really nice to include that for the participants. I like to take people for the whole journey. It helps.
We love mixed reality. We've worked together on several mixed reality events where you got something that's going on in the real world and something that's going on in the virtual world and cross polluting, having people that are in the real world put on a VR headset and join in the virtual gallery, and people that are in the virtual gallery being able to watch, kind of like how we have this video up, we could have a live stream at a real world event and we can almost feel like you're there and be able to talk to people that are there right from home. I love that we got Boxman in here and we got some new faces that are joining in. This is the community here virtually. We love having people get together, ask questions. We're going to open up the floor shortly, so get your questions ready. And, it's always great to be able to meet amazing artists across the space and learn more about their journey and where they're going next and how this space has helped progress their art as well as their community and just their mindset, because this space really has changed so many people. I mean, if you'd like to touch a bit on how crypto art changed your mindset, you've been an artist well before crypto, and I'm sure crypto art has kind of changed you a bit. You want to touch on that?
Oh, for sure. So, my journey began with the pandemic, and all of my clients and all of my projects just completely ended. And I went straight to crypto. It's interesting because I had started investing in Ethereum and some Bitcoin earlier on the year, and then pandemic lockdown happened, and it's amazing because we look at I'm going to just be grateful for silver linings because that gave me the opportunity to dive in 100%. It was one of the first times I was able to dive in 100% into my art, although it was 100% into the art plus 100,000,050% into learning the new language of crypto, the technology of crypto. Plus, I was also fairly new with virtual reality, so all of it was just this innovative learning and absorption stage for me. And at the time when I started, it was 2020 September, and everything was just wild, crazy fast. And I came in a little bit later than the full crazy, I believe, but it just didn't stop. So from the time I started doing art, it was just not up. So I would say to also keep a mindful awareness on your mental health, on your sleeping, on your drinking water, simple things that you don't even you don't think that it's really something so important. Although even myself as a healing artist who's very particular about my own wellness and everyone else's, I hit a few burnouts myself, although everything is a learning experience. And so getting to, throwing it back to the workshop, it really is a good time to be able to learn and not be overwhelmed, because I was overwhelmed and that's all I was doing. And now imagine you're working a job and you're also doing your art and then you're also learning crypto. That's a lot to do all at once. Like, have a family and you're the caregiver for your family, or just you have other responsibilities. Crypto takes a lot of time to absorb everything, and there's a lot of different details to it. So I would say that I did have a good experience in that I had the time to dive in, although I might have dove in a little bit too hard. And I have to say also, it really gave me the opportunity to meet a lot of amazing people in different communities, which I did not expect. So when I was first started, it, you didn't hear about community as this big word that got thrown around all the time. For example, it was just almost a natural thing that you would just find different groups of people, not about find, but we found each other. And having that support system is so important because crypto is wild, right? And you don't really know when the snakes are going to come out of the grass, and you just have to be really careful. And so having that support system is really, it's amazing. And just even with, my connection with virtual reality and the crypto art, and then being able to be in these completely virtual worlds and then online conversations, and being able to build art collectively with people. That was another thing about crypto art. Collabs, really possible to share artwork, share ideas, share inspiration. It's an open, it's a great space with a lot of new opportunities. So yeah, it's been great. It's been great. I'm still recovering from some burnout, but I think it'll all be all right.
Love it, love it. I mean, I was really going into. I know that you've been doing art well even before 20 pandemic in 2020. I know you've been an artist for a long time, and I like she mentioned, we'd been working together in the crypto art scene well before the pandemic, 2018, 2019. But I believe she hadn't gone fully 100% all into crypto art at that time. So it's great to hear that things have been aggressively better since you've gone all in September 2020, and I hope there's no regrets and things that have just been taken off ever since. It's really good to have taken all of the time, both professional artists and then taking the time to ease from different art mediums to crypto art, and then having that knowledge gap, to absorb as much as you could before the pandemic, to then at least have the basics down and go full swing in the pandemic, absorb as much as you did in that time, made the money and got out. It was kind of just a there's a lot more people that are still in the space that have been here before the pandemic and will be here well after the pandemic. And those are the people that, I give kudos to and applaud them for continuing to believe in this space, believe in the technology, and know that, this is where NFTs are going to continue to thrive. Um, this technology, I've been paying attention to crypto since 2011. I've seen a lot of crypto summers and crypto winters where the price is going up and everybody's all in. It's all over the news. And it gets to the top, and some big wig sells a lot of Bitcoin, and the price drops, and we're in a crypto winter, and it's like people forget all about crypto and start saying crypto is dead. And then all of a sudden, you get like Elon Musk tweeting about crypto, and all of a sudden the price is up again. I don't know if anybody's heard, but he just bought Twitter, and all of a sudden the price started shooting up recently, and that's where we broke 23,000 after hitting, what was it, 70,000 like no last November. So it it's volatile, it goes up and down, it keeps fluctuating. Bitcoin's going to continue to do that. I completely believe we're going to see 100K plus Bitcoin in the near future. I wouldn't be surprised if we see $1 million Bitcoin within the next 10 years. So it's just going to keep going up and down on its way up. I've never seen Bitcoin turn its course and constantly go down. It always comes back at this point in time. So I have no reason to believe that NFT art and this space will not do the same. I've seen crypto art go from really cheap to really expensive to really cheap again. I expect it to be really expensive. So like, this is a great time to get in while it's still really low cost for NFT art. It's really low cost to get into a lot of the utilities and content that's out there, to go out and make mistakes and try to create your own content, grow your own community, and utilize the tools that are out there, the resources, the communities that are out there. Like you said, it's great to have a guild, a community, other artists that you can collaborate with and get your name out there with and create content with, as this space space is just going to continue to evolve, and people are going to continue doing amazing things together. So I definitely recommend getting in there now and doing something, whatever it is that drives you. Like I said, there's artists, poets, comedians. There's so much different things happening in this space, and more content being created every day. And it's amazing to see how many people are utilizing their minds to make themselves happy and financially stable. So I hope to implore you to get involved in this space. I hope, if anything, watching our chats convince you to want to at least learn more about crypto art and crypto content in general, whether it's something that you want to expose yourself to or not. We're here to answer any of your questions. Join us here in All Space Art. Be here every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Got some other content that's coming up. We're going to be hosting along the way. We'll be here all month, and then next month we'll be focusing on a different theme. So, like I said, this month we're focused on art. Next month I want to focus on poetry, and then starting off the new year with music. So let's go ahead and open the floor. If anybody has any questions that they want to ask Elisa, Love Worldwide, you guys can go ahead and start asking questions. Let me put up the raise hand button. So if you see that raise hand button, go ahead and hit that button, and you're free to ask some questions. Don't be shy. But if you are shy, I will ask Lover Worldwide. So we got a lot of pieces here around the world, around the room. If you want to touch on, I guess, some of your favorite pieces that we have around here. And for those that don't know, all her pieces are VR pieces. So you might be seeing a 2D picture of these pieces on the wall. But these are all 3D pieces. If I had the time, I would definitely take the files and put them here into the world for you to look at her different pieces in the virtual space as opposed to just looking at a picture of it. But do you want to tell us a little bit about your art?
Yeah,
Feel free to ask
sure.
any questions, guys.
Yeah, so some of the pieces on the walls are also in the video behind us, and that gives you a little bit more depth of what is inside or within the pieces. Since they are VR and 3D, really love giving the viewer, the explorer, the experiencer the opportunity to go within, inside the art. You know, you have an opportunity to walk inside of a painting. All these pieces have elements that you can go inside of. So the chakra butterfly, this first one here by the stage, that's one of the first VR pieces I painted, and that was a live performance in Tamarindo. That was actually the first time I ever painted. I learned how to paint in 2 weeks, and I put that up on stage, the live performance, and has in the center of the butterfly is all the chakras. So you of being inside each chakra, you can, I mean, those are little domes from what you see, but in the VR space, you can stand completely within each of the chakras, and you have this globe of light and color all around you. So that one's a really cool one. I do guided meditations in that one. I also have coined, I do meditations in the metaverse. And so that's one of the meditation pieces. I'll take you through a journey through all the chakras. And then, so going order, right? So the second one, it's a profile photo of me that it was a selfie I had taken many years ago, and then I created kind of a circular jungle, so you can dive into my head, and you see kind of an ethereal journey inside, and that one is called The Journey Within My Mind. That one's on the video. Oh, also, one of the video here, this one. Well, not this one, but LCV stands for Love Crushed Velvet. That's on the screen. I did a VR music video, 360 music video for them that just got released in the summer, and it's getting a good number of views right now. So it's really cool to have my first VR 360 video out. On the back of the room, there's a little article that's written up about that. So that's pretty exciting for me right now, and I really enjoy doing the music videos. It's a whole other journey, right? So I create those pieces so that you can experience them, then you can experience it in VR. And then also I record the virtual cam inside of the virtual world that I create that makes it into a movie, 360 movie that you view within the headset, and you just fly through the whole space. And that can also be a metaverse where we can do a party and events. So doing a VR music video has a lot of really great possibilities to it that I've discovered. And that one's really exciting for me. That's with the band Love Crush Velvet. Yeah, I mean, I could talk about all of them, but what else? If there's some questions.
No questions, guys? Don't be afraid. Go for it. Go ahead and hit the raise hand button, and we'll gladly give you the microphone to go ahead and ask her a question. There we go. Appreciate the question, Rel. You're on the air.
So do you have worlds in alt space?
I do. I have a few. What's the easiest way for people to find my worlds? Because I have them set up in my worlds. Um, I have we have an NFT gallery. That's a great one that you can visit because that's under Blockchain Universe. So if you're looking in Blockchain Universe, you can see there's an NFT crypto art gallery that we created in 2020, and that was full of NFT art plus 3D art and VR art portals and music videos, and that was a great
Like
event. So
10
that
or
world still
20
exists.
different artists.
No, over 50.
Oh,
Over
sheesh.
50.
Yeah, a bunch of
Over
different
50
artists,
global.
all their different art pieces all around the world. The whole world was designed by her, and then she had each of their different art pieces in there, and we had three different VR artists. So there's different portals, different artists pieces, and then we also auctioned each piece, and I think pretty much everybody but two pieces sold.
Yeah, well, no, the, well, that, we created an auction and about half of the people who were in the show ended up auctioning, being a part of the auction. And then out of the auction, about half of the people in the auction sold their work. So, I mean, we did pretty well. I think there were about 12 people who sold their work during the event. Yeah, that was really exciting. And I'd like to do that again. Actually, that was a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And then we've done another event where she did a competition and we live streamed that into virtual reality while we had an auction going on at the same time. And we sold a piece before she was even done painting it.
Yeah, that was fun too. And then, wait, well, to
And then we have
answer
a
the
couple other
question,
worlds. Yeah.
right, exactly. The other worlds are under my profile, so it would be under Lover Worldwide and Alt Space. I don't know if it's a way that you can find them in the worlds, but I did one for Gigi Buffon, an NFT. So it's a huge soccer ball, and you can dive into the soccer ball. And
You know what
I
I'll
did a
do next
metaverse.
week? Make sure you come back next week, bro. I'll make a little area in here so that way after we're done with the event, I could just unlock it and everybody could bounce around to all the different worlds. I probably have to
Oh, that'd
update
be
some of
awesome.
them. So yeah, we'll
That'd be
have a
awesome.
portal ready for it next week.
There's probably about 5 other worlds that we have. Yeah. Some that are part of my collabs with the guild, and we have like a graffiti, not a graffiti, but a wall garden with not graffiti but art, a mural garden. So
And worlds on any other other platforms, but have you made any other?
I actually own a parcel in voxels now, and it used to be called crypto voxels, and they're calling it voxels. It's still cryptovoxels.com. So I have a parcel. I haven't put anything up in it yet. I'm still in the pre-building phase, and I've been a part of a bunch of exhibits in different metaverses, but usually those get changed around after the exhibit. And one of the cool things I think about the worlds in alt space is that we keep them up as legendaries, so they'll always stay up the way they are, and we won't replace them with other things. Like that exhibit will stay the same. I've been a part of some things in Decentraland, and where else? Wow. A
I'd
lot of
like to
stuff
say,
happens
like,
in Vox.
like she said, that we make the ones in Altspace legendary. I love that Altspace. You're not paying per world, so because of that, like she said, we have a bunch of different worlds. Making original world from 2028. I just have to update the world itself for Altspace requirement. But aside from the world kind of stays the same look and feel that it was in 2020, whereas like Decentraland, Sandbox, Somnium Space, CryptoVoxes, a lot of these other platforms, you have to pay for a parcel. So because you're paying for a parcel, if you want to change the theme and not have the world look the same every month, you know, you don't really have much space to change the instance and make it a different place that our people are going to. You kind of have to delete the world that's there and make a whole new world for people to go to. So not the same. And one of the reasons why I kind of prefer alt space and these centralized platforms where I can kind of keep and retain the world as it was when we created it, but do like to go to the other platforms that she's been mentioning, like Decentraland, Boxman. Thankfully, has been helping us with being able to live stream those into alt space so people could be able to check that out from here if you don't have a computer to access Decentraland or Sandbox or any of these other metaverses. Looks like Raul has another question. Go for it.
So, multiverse. I know they're selling. You can buy land there and develop it the way you
Multiverse. I
want it.
haven't even heard of this one. I know
It's
metaverse, but
on well, maybe
multiverse?
Infiniverse, Multiverse. But it's on the Oculus.
Huh. Sounds like a
Yeah.
different platform that I'm gonna have to look into. Like I said in the beginning of the stream, pretty much every day I'm learning about a new metaverse. So definitely gonna look into multiverse. We talked about two on our Twitter spaces. For those that are on Twitter, we're starting to do kind of like a pre-chat before the VR Alt Space event. So if you guys want to join us on Twitter, we're starting that up at 7:30 on Tuesdays, and we'll talk in there on Twitter, and then we'll jump in here, kind of help people that are in Twitter, crypto Twitter, getting into VR and being able to help join us virtually rather than just being here or watching the YouTube video. So trying to cross all platforms, whether you're into crypto or whether you're into VR, making sure everybody's getting connected. Any other points you want to touch on before we wrap it up, Lover Worldwide?
Yeah, so something that's cool is that they're starting to implement saving spaces in different worlds. So I know Voxels has also started creating the opportunity that you can save a space. And so you can have your exhibit in one space, and then you can save that, and then you can always revert, not revert, but choose which world you want to use for your parcel at the time. So that I think is super cool. I don't know how long that's been happening, but I recently learned about that one. As far as the other metaverses, I'm not sure. Monaverse for sure, those are minted spaces, right? So you mint your space and that's the space. And that's a great thing about that is you're minting your world right there and you can sell it. And I'm actually, it would be great if we could maybe mint. So here's, check out. So we can create our world in Altspace, or well, I created it in Tiltbrush, and then we format it for Altspace. And then we can also format it in Universe and we can mint that world. So we can mint that world, the gallery, and all the art in it. And then um, when it sells, then we can also share the proceeds to the artists that have their pieces up in that world. So there's layers of ways to keep the connections and movement going with the artwork. Anything
Awesome.
else I could add is
Looks like
I'm
Raw has
excited
one
for
more
the
question.
course.
I've never heard of most of the metaverses you just mentioned.
Nice.
There's a
Are they
lot
on?
out there, so
Are they on Oculus?
a lot of them are
When you
PC
mint,
based.
now I'm
So like
back.
Monaverse, can you access Quest or is it only web based?
I'm not sure.
I think most of them
Yeah.
are web based. You have to
Oh,
go to like a website and you're kind of just using the keyboards on your computer to look around. But
yeah.
no, that's why I really like VR. I love being here and being fully immersed and not looking at a computer screen like I do for work all day. I'd rather put on the
Mm.
headset and be here and be able to have a conversation with you and connect with you and be fully interactive as opposed to easily distracted. So, Alt Space. What's a couple other ones? Somnium Space. Facebook has theirs. Horizon Worlds. You got Neos. There's a couple other metaverses that I could think of. Those are metaverses I really like to utilize, so that way we could get together and get acquainted in the headset. But Essential Sandbox, Voxels, couple other ones that we've been mentioning. You know, I'll go to those and like live stream them here in Altspace, so those that wanna be in VR can still be able to be in VR, but understand what's going on across the other metaverses through a live stream.
So the ones you mentioned in the beginning are on Oculus.
The ones that I said yes at the beginning were Quest, but all the ones I mentioned afterwards are mainly like PC. You have to download an app on
Oh,
your computer, or you
I
go
have
to
to
a
write those
website, and
down.
a lot of them aren't
I have to write
accessible
those
in the
down.
headset. But yeah, definitely check them out. I mean, if you just look up like Google list of metaverses, I'm sure there's over 20 plus metaverses at this point.
Oh,
You
for
mentioned
sure. And
that
there's all New Art City. That was another one.
you
Mm-hmm.
can transfer
Motiverse.
Decentraland to your Oculus. I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
I've not seen a
Yeah.
way to get Decentraland on the headset. That's interesting. I'm
You have to.
pretty
They,
It
certain
doesn't work
Decentraland's
that
too
good.
huge. Yeah, I'm not
saw it on
surprised. It's way too
YouTube.
big.
It was on
You got to
YouTube.
side load
I
it.
don't.
Figured out you'd have to side load it. I'm not surprised that it doesn't work good though, but that's interesting. It's good to see that people kind of talk about I get for VR, but once they saw how big it was let's work. Many content creators want to make apps squeeze to fit in the Oculus Quest. I can only imagine what it's like to squeeze Decentraland into an Oculus Quest. It's already looking like the PlayStation 1. Squeezing it into an Oculus Quest would be like running back to the Nintendo 64. Might as well go play Doom.
Well,
But
the great thing
yeah,
is
I
that we have a
really
lot of
appreciate
options.
yes. I appreciate you both for joining us and joining in on this chat. And anybody else that's watching on the YouTube channel, hope you guys come in the alt space and join us next week, Tuesday. Really appreciate having you here this Tuesday, Lisa, and for the rest of the month. Can't wait to hear about your NFT art tools for success. Again, that starts November 8th. We're gonna give out the code once the live stream. So sorry, but because you're not here in alt space, you don't get the code. But come join us next week. Make sure you install AltSpace on your PC. You can come and get the code to come join Lisa for the NFT art tools for success and learn more about NFTs with her course. So thank you so much for joining us, and everybody have a wonderful day. We'll see you next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. Bye.
Thank you. Ciao.